the Black Bears of the University of Maine. I'm hanging out here with the Maniacs as they support the Black Bears against the Northeastern Huskies out of Boston. It's Hockey Americana. We'll talk about Black Bears tradition, connections with the Leafs in Ontario, and much, much more. All ahead on Maple Leaf America. Welcome back to Maple Leaf America on the campus of the University of Maine here in Orono. Boy, a hockey program that has gone from being just a club team to a national powerhouse in the last 20 years. Much more on the Black Bears in just a moment. First, we'd like to introduce one of our sponsors this year, Team Furrier, teamfurrier.net. They sell supplies, sweaters, and do a lot of charity work for underprivileged kids who otherwise would not be able to play hockey. What we're going to do, speaking of kids, kind of have a children's game show type effect this year. Each and every show, the Team Furrier patch will pop up somewhere along the way, and you have to spot it. And then at the end of the show, we'll tell you where it made its cameo appearance. Teamfurrier.net. The Black Bears. Let's take a look from top to bottom.
1, 2, ready, and.
From 1984 to 2001, Maine hockey was synonymous with one name, Sean Walsh. Walsh led the Black Bears into the then upstart, now powerhouse Hockey East Conference with schools like Boston College, Boston University, and New Hampshire. He won 4 conference titles, 3 playoff titles, coached 28 All-Americans, 2 Hobey Baker winners, 35 eventual NHLers, and he won 2 national championships. More importantly, he built attendance tenfold, raised millions of dollars for the program and institution, and put Maine and Maine hockey on the national map. If ever there was a case study for the following a legend scenario, this program is it. We joined the progress 2 years after Walsh's death from cancer. One-time Maine assistant and former head coach at the University of Massachusetts at Lowell, Tim Whitehead, enters his 3rd season as a thus far successful successor.
Actually, when he called me when he was ill, I actually turned down the job, and the ultimate recruiter, Coach Stanbrook, ended up calling me again, and then Sean called again, and then my wife and I talked, and we just said, you know, this is something we really need to do, and you know, and again, like I said, I thought it was going to be very awkward and just a real tough season. And I don't know, I can't explain why, but maybe perhaps because Sean called me, I guess I've felt comfortable, you know, following in his footsteps, and obviously that was the one thing that could have been, you know, overwhelming a bit to follow a legend like that. And again, I can't explain why, but I'm comfortable with this responsibility, and so we're enjoying it.
Having inherited a very good roster, and with the win-one for Walshy emotion churning, Whitehead led his team to the national championship game following his 1st season. The Bears lost in overtime to Minnesota 4-3. Whitehead was named National Coach of the Year after fending off the distractions and potential excuses that followed the death of a legend.
Sean Walsh is the guy that had this vision in his mind and painted the picture. I mean, it came right from his brush, and he worked arduously. I mean, he just did everything he could do, and I feel very fortunate to have been part of it and helped in some little way. There's one time here in particular where we were losing a game. I believe it was against Boston University, and I think he took a towel or something. He started waving it around like this, and the whole place just exploded. I mean, everyone stood on their feet, and it ignited the crowd, and bang, all of a sudden we're scoring like that.
I've only met him one time actually, and talked to him on the phone a couple times, so I think our class is kind of the last contact with him. So you know, his memory will still live on because you know, he has such a big impact on the school, but I think we're the last class to actually have met him.
So while Walsh's legacy is forever entrenched, his shadow is fading. Tim Whitehead's potential legacy begins to stand alone.
Look how far out he is. Second shot, I'm telling you, just get your hands on it. Oh, nice.
That's all right. That's all right. Hit the net next time. Hurry!
A bonus for Tim is longtime coach and recruiting guru Grant Stanbrook.
He's really the heart and soul of our team. He's kind of the common denominator right through, even back when I was an assistant here, and then when I was gone, he's been here all the way through, you know, and now I'm back again, and Grant's kind of the common denominator for not just us coaches, but also for the players, the alums, and you know, and certainly there's a great core of alums who were here prior to Grant, and that's fine, and those guys are back in the fold too. But Grant really ties everybody in because he's recruited here for so long and coached here for so long, and he's such an outstanding person and a coach that I think he's really the heart and soul of our team, in my opinion.
Stanbrook won 3 national titles as an assistant to Badger Bob Johnson at Wisconsin before coaching internationally, then joining the Maine staff in 1988. Some refer to him as a phantom or ghost for his ability to show up unexpectedly at rinks around North America. Others take it a bit further.
Like last night, second period, he just floats out of the wall into the room and just starts throwing out pointers. It was kind of weird.
Nothing strange about the success of Maine's recruiting classes, blue chippers to diamonds in the rough.
Know your openings, who's going to leave, what the other teams are looking for, what it's going to take to not just keep you level, but bring you up to the next level. And hopefully they're going to be compatible as well as being able to, on the ice and off the ice. And so it's fun, it's really fun. And then having the opportunity to coach them as well, it's great. You're like a coach and a general manager.
Stanbrook's best recruit, according to Stanbrook, his head coach. He pushed for Whitehead and then helped convince Whitehead to fill a difficult situation.
There he is! Get ready, blue! Johnny! Hey, next time they go 2 guys, you can just rim it. Stay now, stay now. Body! Speed, speed! Give it, move that!
We will have much, much more from Orono, Maine with the Black Bears as Maple Leaf America continues.
Hi, I'm Wayne Barnes and my wife Kathy. We're here to watch our son Troy play with the Maine Black Bears. They're doing great this year and having a great time. My father was a great Maple Leaf fan. One of my favorites was Lanny McDonald when he played there. And we're having a great time. I want to say hi to our son Derek and his girlfriend in Malta, and the rest of our family, Corey, Carmen, in Pembroke, Ontario, and to little Raya and Caitlin. Thanks, everybody. Come on down to Maine and watch the game.
Hi, my name's Katie. Hope you're enjoying your visit to Orono, Maine. Have you found your team fair your patch yet? Go Black Bears. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome back to Maple Leaf America here from Bangor, Maine. Rob Simpson along with our poster boy for this week's show because he fits all the criteria. Matt Martin played for the University of Maine Black Bears, played for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, what more do we need, right, Matt?
That's right. Good to see you guys.
You're everything.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Hey, thanks for having us up. We got our morning coffee here in Maine. It's brisk.
It is. It's actually a nice day. This is nice weather for Maine right here.
Yeah, well, Matt lives up here now. A couple years ago, first ever Maple Leaf America, we did a little package on you, talked about what you're up to. Former Leaf, you were coaching out in Idaho in the West Coast Hockey League, but not anymore.
No, that's where I got to meet you guys. Actually, I ended up my career in Boise, Idaho, coaching assistant coach with the Idaho Steelheads, who are now in the East Coast Hockey League, and now I got a job selling orthopedics in Maine. So everything's going well. I'm excited to be here, back.
Back to your collegiate home.
Yes, and just a little closer to home. I'm from Connecticut, and Boise's a little far from Connecticut. And my wife actually from Brampton, Ontario, so we're closer to her family too.
Selling orthopedics like knees, limbs?
Yeah, so working for Biomet, it's a prosthetic company selling basically joints, a lot of trauma, and I'm just kind of learning now. I've been in the business about a year, and it's fun. It's fun.
Stuff's expensive, costs you an arm and a leg. Hey, where are we? We're going to take a little quick tour of Bangor, all right? And quick, I think, is the only way to describe it because it's not that big a town, but this is a famous site. What do we got here?
This is Stephen King's house. You can see the gargoyles on the fence, and he's usually you can see him walking around once in a while, but obviously not today.
He's kind of a weird character, isn't he? Kind of looking.
I don't know the man, but I know he has season tickets to the University of Maine hockey team, so
Attaboy.
Met him a couple times. Nice guy.
I've never read one of his books. I've drank his coffee. Our second stop, and I believe final stop here in the tour of Bangor, is the Paul Bunyan statue. They say it might be the tallest in the world, reputed to be the tallest in the world. I know there's one in Michigan and there's one in Minnesota.
Brainerd, Minnesota, I know that.
So how do we know which one's the biggest? This one is 31 feet tall, and it weighs 3,700 pounds. It's a little bit heavier than my aunt. Hey, you played for the Leafs, and we have a highlight that we showed 2 years ago. It's a nifty play. You want to take us through it?
Yeah, you mentioned this. It was a 2-on-1, I think, with Wayne Gretzky and I'm not sure who else it was.
Yeah.
But I was able to break it up, and it's just a routine 2-on-1. You know, it was everyday 2-on-1, and it was fun.
Here it is. Here it is.
You know Gretzky wants to pass it. And Martin took the pass away and made Gretzky shoot it.
Fine play. I mean, Harry Neal was pretty excited about that. Former Maple Leaf Matt Martin, also a former University of Maine Black Bear, won the whole thing in '93.
Yes, we had a great team. We lost one game. We were 42-1-2, and had a lot of probably our most famous player was Paul Kariya. He's a freshman who won the Hobie Baker Award and for best college hockey player, and just had a phenomenal year.
Of course, you played for Sean Walsh, the late coach, who was here for would have been 20 seasons, going on his 20th, I think, when he passed away of cancer. Obviously, a guy who had a huge impact.
Yes, Sean was great. he's just a incredible motivator. He's a tremendous coach, and he just sold us Maine. It's kind of hard. He brought the University of Maine into a powerhouse in Hockey East. And it's hard because we're pretty far north. We're about 4 hours north of Boston, and to get those kids to come up here, it's a tough thing to do. And he also has a good assistant coach in Grant Stanbrook, and he has a lot to do with that too.
1 year, we didn't really get into this, but there was a brief little time, one season, where he kind of had a little NCAA issue going on there, but they cleared it up and turned it around quickly, lost scholarships, and then bang, within a couple years they were winning another championship. So it's not like the program was tainted or destroyed. It was just a little mini bump in the road, and probably due to more than anything else, his tenacity.
Yeah, I just think he just wants to win, you know. And I mean, NCAA has a lot of rules. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but same thing when he passed away. Tim took over, and you can see the ball just kept on rolling. And Tim took over right where Sean left off, and I think it has a lot to do with Grant Stanbrook, their assistant coach, like I mentioned. And it's a great organization.
Anything else in this area? You know, it's a beautiful spot. It's on the Penobscot River, but any other little spots worth noting? What's the canoe deal?
Old Town Canoe. Old Town Canoe is a famous canoe maker, and I believe it even, you know, it just sells them all over the world. It's international, and there's another good spot. Maine's an outdoorsy place. There's lots to do. There's hiking, kayaking, canoeing. It's Appalachian Trail runs through Maine, and it's just a lot of skiing and snowboarding and just outdoor activities.
Matty, great stuff. Good to see you back here on your old stomping ground, and fine hockey career. And congratulations yourself and your lovely wife having your first child coming up here pretty soon. So good stuff.
Yes, thanks. Good to see you guys. Yeah.
Go Black Bears.
Yes.
More huge programming coming up after this timeout. We'll visit some more with the Black Bears here in Orono and Bangor, Maine, which is due west of Nova Scotia if you want to try to line it up with Canada. See you in a bit.
Hi, my name's Frank Doyle. I'm from Guelph, Ontario, and this is my son, Chris. We're here to see my son, Frank Doyle, play for the University of Maine Black Bears. My all-time favorite Leaf is Doug Gilmour. Chris's all-time favorite Leaf is Wendell Clark. And we'd like to say hello to Irene, Chris, and Kelly back home in Guelph, Ontario.
Welcome back to Maple Leaf America outside the Alfond Sports Arena and the hockey offices for the Maine Black Bears. Geographically, we are west of the Bay of Fundy and Nova Scotia, south of Quebec, and actually latitudinally north of Toronto. The state of New Hampshire sits to our west. The northern reaches of the United States, really not a whole lot going on up here except for hockey, for the Americans and for visiting Canadians as well.
Let's go, Frank. Let's go, Frankie. Let's go, boys. Let's go, Martin. Let's go, Dave. Let's go, Luke. Let's go, boys.
More than half of Maine's roster is Canadian, including 6 players from Ontario.
It definitely has lived up to the expectations. It's a great tradition, and coming from where they've been and where they are, it's really tough to build a big hockey program where they are, and they've definitely done that.
I came out for a visit, and I liked it as soon as I got here. Guys on the team are a great group of guys, so I just was really happy right away. Just like a family, like Troy was saying earlier, and just it was a quick decision.
Oh yeah, and the Black Bears have cornered the market on recruiting that hockey hotbed, Scotland.
Well, my dad used to play hockey back in Scotland internationally. My mom used to be a figure skater. So kind of growing up, I got into skating real early, and then kind of once I got to my young teens, I really got pretty good over there, so I decided that it was time to move over to North America, and I stayed in Canada for I think 4 years, and then a couple of years down here in the States playing junior hockey, and then the last 3 or 4 years at Maine. It's been unbelievable. This is my 4th year here as senior, so it's been everything I've expected and more. Obviously, I've learned a great deal from the coaching staff in the past 3 or 4 years, and I don't think I could ask for any more from a college program, and to get your education paid for and everything while playing a great standard of hockey. It's unbelievable, and it's certainly one of those things that lasts a lifetime.
U.S. college hockey offers the formal advanced education unavailable in major junior and the competition unavailable in CIAU. Just ask goalkeeper Frank Doyle. He's tried all 3.
When I was 17, I got drafted to Sarnia as an overager, and at that point I hadn't talked to any college schools, nor did I have any really knowledge of what it was about and stuff like that. So I decided to go and try, see if I could make the team, and I ended up playing a couple of exhibition games and got cut. Went back the next year, didn't make it, and then I was playing junior B hockey in Guelph. Got traded to Cambridge my last year, and I just had a terrific year there. I mean, it was such a great change for me, and I got a couple of interests from a couple schools, and Maine was one of them, and they were willing to take the chance on me, and knowing that I had to sit out a year, and it's just been the best decision of my life to come here.
Frank's a unique guy in that he's a talented athlete, and he's also a very talented student, and he's also a very compassionate person. He's anytime we do any event, for children or a community event, I mean, he's the first one to volunteer to go over and talk to that child, or he's just a great person, and that comes naturally to him.
Just want to do the best I can, help this team win this year. This team has high expectations every year, and I just want to be a part of winning this year, and whatever happens after this year, I'd like to play hockey after this, but on the other hand, I'm really focusing on school and making sure I do well there, just in case hockey doesn't work out. So.
During our visit, Doyle, who happens to be Maine's biggest Maple Leafs fan, pitched a shutout against the University of Massachusetts Lowell in front of a typical madhouse crowd of Maniacs.
The impact that this program has had in the state, Rob, is unbelievable. We had a limited amount of hockey at the, say, youth and high school levels in the state. Now there's hardly a high school that doesn't have a team. The youth feeder system is very strong. Our former coach, Sean Walsh, was very instrumental in that. And this is Maine's team.
Are you kidding me? Why do I come out here and support the Black Bears? You're talking about the #1 team in the country in our backyard. How can you not come and support that? It's great hockey. Anytime you come down here, it's great hockey. The top teams in the country playing right here.
The Maniac student section is led by an interesting group referred to as the Naked Five. Apparently another concoction of late head coach Sean Walsh.
The tough thing about this coming year is, we need to replace, I think it's the A and the E. And Coach Stanbrook, I mean, it's been a challenge for him. I mean, it's tough finding players, and we, as you know, we scour Ontario and all the provinces and all the states and everything. But when you have to find an A or an M, an A, I, and an A, in one given year we have to find 2. I mean, that doubles his workload. So Coach is, I don't know if you talked to him about it, but there's a lot of stress there trying to replace, for example, the M. Right. Come on, I mean, that's a big letter.
But seriously, folks, keeping Sean Walsh's off-ice traditions alive is just as important for Whitehead as keeping up the on-ice winning tradition.
The most fitting way to honor Sean's memory is for the university and the fans and University of Maine hockey supporters to ensure that the future of Maine hockey is in the national arena and that it stays competitive, in the national arena. And certainly the university is moving in that direction.
The new $3.5 million Sean Walsh Center will offer new training facilities, upgrades to the rink, new offices, and new dressing rooms for the men's and women's hockey programs.
Preston, I saw the look on your face. I know you know that was a mistake, obviously. And if it happens again in this game, obviously, we can't put you back out. But we'll let you head back out there. You're playing real well. And, yeah, I understand. And, again, let's really focus in on this 5-on-3, all right? Big kill for us and a good situation for us because we can gain some momentum.
The players are all the same. They come here, they need to work at it, and we're just here to teach, and that's the bottom line. That's what we've done in the past. And as a player, I had great coaches, and now it's my turn to give back to the University of Maine.
Just like the fans in the state of Maine in the wintertime, to be able to come out and get the adrenaline rush from an incredibly competitive game, there's nothing like it.
Guys, keep your frickin' heads. You'll be in soon, right? Just be like the start of the period for you, all right? Just play hard, that's all. Here we go, yeah!
Well, that's going to do it. We bid you adieu from Orono, Maine. Quebec, actually, just up the road. The banks of the Stillwater River. Very peaceful. We're going to miss this place. Lovely folks, the Black Bears family here at the University of Maine. Oh, wait a minute. Forgot about this? Well, I didn't forget about it, but very important. The Team Furrier patch. Did you see it? Our friends at teamfurrier.net. Did you see the patch sneak into the show? Watch. It was right there on former Black Bear, former Maple Leaf Matt Martin's toque. That's right, the Team Furrier patch. We'll try to make it a little more difficult to spot in the coming weeks. Well, the Team Furrier patch and the Maple Leaf America crew staying on the East Coast, heading downstream to Philadelphia. We'll see you there next week. Oh, real quick, our co-producer every season, this season again, of course, is Dave Falco. Come on, quick, Dave. There he is. Get out here. You're affecting the light.